Hello, hello. Anybody there? Hello? Pum 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 pa 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 pum 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 pa pa pum pa pa pum. Ah, what a beautiful music. Dana Oaks. No? No, not this one, sorry. This one is actually various artists. Various artists. So multiple people created this song for us. The Magic Shop. It's a pity that it says various artists, doesn't say exactly who, but it's the same people. I mean, we had like 4 or 5 artists for music. They were creating music for the game back in the days, and yeah, I think it's 4 or 5. It's Bruno, it's Dana, there was Ruslan, and there was Jiri, and yeah, there was pretty much the people that created. They created all our music. We can. Hello, by the way. Hello. We can create more music. Why not? Why not? So we are working on this dungeon generation, right? And what did we do? We did all of this, which is actually quite a bit. So we did all of this and all of this. Plus, we did all the greens ones here, all the greens one here, all the green one here. So what we were working on, I didn't have time to do anything since the last time I was streaming, so we have to restart from there. So we were working on loot, right? And the ability for the loot to actually generate exactly. And I need to document a bit how we did it because I can forget very, very quickly. No, I have it under, I have it in another place. I have it under Unreal Engine configurations, right? Unreal Engine configuration, yes. So loot. I think we should add a new, I mean, in theory is this case, right? Yeah, is this case. So I think we can edit this and say that for procedural dungeon generation, we added a new feature. We added a new feature. So the chests are generated with an item with a defined item quality, right? With a defined. I don't know why I'm losing the. I think because I'm not sitting well, but I'm not. I mean, I have a lot of errors in my typing. The chests are generated with a defined item quality, right? Which will determine the loot rule to use. So basically what happens is that By the way, I have to check if JetBrain accepted. You know, I got an email from JetBrain that they said that they accepted our request to have the tool for free. I just need to check. I will check it in a second, but I think we can check if we can check if we got any email on the subject. But I think they were actually giving it to me. Let me see. I'm checking the email a second. No, it seems there's nothing in it. One second. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. No, it seems they didn't do it yet. They didn't. Yeah, they will probably do it next week. Let me just do this 1 second because I need to do it because there is some logging that I need to. Crap. Yeah, because there are 2 different accounts and it's a bit of a mess actually. I think the only way for me to actually log out and see, yeah, because if I do this, it automatically logs me in the other account. The only way probably is to go like this. And then I'm trying to log in with the account. Here it is. Here it is. No, my last, yeah. The last communication from them was was yesterday, and I answered yesterday as well. But I think they will do it next week, which is okay. Okay, I'm back with you. I just wanted to check if we got the license, because if we got the license, we could start to use it, right? Could start to use the new license and see how it plays out. Yeah, but basically, for procedural dungeon, we added a new feature that just generated with a defined item quality, which is determine the loot rule to use. Exactly. So there is this override quality in PS schedule item create item. So let's say in PS schedule item create item, we set the quality, and then the consume script uses the quality to determine the loot rules, right? Yeah, that is basically what we did. We didn't test it yet, right? But I think we can test it now. We didn't test it yet. And these days I also played a bit of Stormgate. It's kind of a new RTS. Usually I like RTS quite a bit. And you can play it for free until the 12th. It's still, I would say, it's still a bit early, I would say, in the development. But hello, Fanner. Hello. Okay, so this is done. Now, the thing that we need to do, assuming that the item quality is actually correct, and assuming that we have the database started and we have our dbeaver started, maybe we can update it. It's a long time I don't update it. I did a round of updates yesterday on a few things yesterday evening. Maybe we can update this guy as well. Yeah, there is a new version. It's quite some time I don't update it. 2310. Well, that's 2 months. Okay, but let's do it. They are using a Apache license, huh? They're using Apache license. I think Apache license is really good. It's the simplest possible, open, and it's very open. Basically do whatever you want with it. How is my day? My day is good, thank you, Fanner. How is yours? It's going okay. Motivation for the game is always high, which is nice. I don't know if I will ever lose motivation to develop Plane Shift, but you know, I'm human, so it may happen. But at the moment, the motivation is still pretty high, which is nice. And yeah, I think we are doing good stuff. Adding new features. This dungeon generation is nice. I think that is not very. I mean, it's missing the monsters, obviously. So I will try to see if I can do something for the monster, because a dungeon without monsters is kind of weird, right? But you know that we have this limitation on the navigation mesh, so I will have to think about it. Okay. I think the beaver is installed. Hopefully. No? Uh-oh. Was it still running, or the installation? No, I don't think so. No, okay. No, it's download drivers. Yes, because actually the driver for MySQL are not included in the distribution, so you have to download it separately. But as you can see, it works pretty instantly. So this software is actually very good. I really like it. So what is the idea? The idea is that we have in our progression events, right? We have a number of scripts that are dedicated to treasure, right? And in particular, we have this treasure chest random loot. which if we want, I can also mention here on the page, because I don't think we're going to change it. So exactly. I don't know why my browser is thinking I'm not in editing in English, but your day's going good. You just started. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what we need now, we need now a smart way to actually take decisions based on the items, right? So we should say something item get quality. So I think I need to use the same let var. I think I have to. So this will be what? Will be item get quality. PS item. I think it was PS item stats, if I remember right, but PS item stats, there was calc function something, and calc function weird. Wait a second. Let's do this, which is easier. Which is actually easier. Should be in PS item, no? Yeah, in PS item, exactly. Why didn't it say it? Okay, I don't know. So we need to check. So we have, at the moment, we have get item, get base item. Item modifier, set quality, set max quality, get flag, set flag. We don't have a get, strange. We don't have a get quality. We don't have a get quality, at least it looks like we don't have a get quality. Interesting. We don't have a get quality. We can see if in production, I don't want to recreate something that is exist already, so no. It seems that we have a number of get item, but this get item are not. So yeah, it seems that get quality is not there. Okay, we can expand it. Now, if we expand it, would be nice if this is actually documented somehow. And you see that these ones are actually not documented anywhere. Ay. Yeah, we didn't document the internal calc functions that we have available on the objects. I mean, it's true that we can just open the code and read it here, but okay, anyway, we can expand it. It's not a problem. I think we want to get the current quality, right? We don't want to get the max quality. We don't want to get the max quality. Well, in theory, we could have both. We could We could have get quality and get max quality if we really want, right? Because we actually have get item quality and get item max quality, right? So we already have the functions returning this, and they should return a float already. So I think it's as simple as doing this. Do we want to? I don't know why we are casting to double, but let's keep it. I think we can have these two new functions. One is the max quality. Okay, so now we have basically two new functions in our scripts that can be called by the progression events. And so now we can read the quality of our object. I will probably use get max quality. I think it's probably cleaner. So get max quality does not have any parameters, so it will be quality item get max quality, right? And then obviously we need to close the let because there is like an XML, you know, an XML file. Now, after this, I think we should use a technique like that, right? So, and we can say, do we want to remove 50 and divide it by 100 like we did? Sorry, divided by 10. So we basically are back to the 1 to 10, I think that could be a good idea. So I will say, well, apart from the fact that they have to close it, but yeah, we can say item get quality minus 50 divided by 10, which is basically the reverse of the formula that we have when we create it. This is just because when the player inspects the chest, it gets kind of a reasonable value. They will go from 50 to 150. And so it kind of gets the sense if that chest has good loot or bad loot, right? And then I think we pretty much have this if then else. So the sequence is the same. So inside the we will not have all of this, right? It is not needed, but we will have something like, you know, if quality equal to 1, then blah 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 blah. The chest is locked. Wait a second. This one we have to do it anyway. Yeah. This one we must have anyway, because if the chest is locked, we don't want to be able to open it. There is a general rule that should be applicable to everything, to every chest. Sorry, let me redo this then, because this is exactly what we need. And then we will do the if quality, we will do it after this. I would do this, and I would do this even before the quality, right? And here we will have our loot. Here we will have our loot script. The only problem I think that I have to follow, right, just to be sure that we are in the right there is not an if then else, there is an if. There is an if. So I do if is less than 50, then blah blah blah, else blah blah blah, and if, and then I say if So I don't really have an if then else, I have an if then. I mean, I have an if then else, but I don't have a else if. This is what I wanted to say. We don't have an else if, right? We don't have an else if unless we put it inside the if again, but I think it will be too much indentation and it will be annoying to see. I don't know if we can skip the else completely, but I assume we can. So I assume we can go with this over and over and over. We can try quality 1 and quality 2 for now and see if it works, and if it works we continue. So here we start an if, and here we close the if, right? Here we start the if, here we close the if. So actually the only thing that we need this then matching with this then, like that, right? So in this case, if the chest is locked, you will get this message, and if the chest is not locked, it will randomize between loot ID 1 and loot ID, no, we'll not randomize, so we'll give you the loot based on the quality of the chest. Okay. I hope nothing weird happens in this calculation, but I think it should be okay. We can also print out a value like this. So if we want, you know, we could print out, we could print out here the quality, so that we see what happens, right? We see, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so now we need to say that so when we spawn the chest, what do you mean? Since when? You crazy? Yeah, so this will be our plus 50 divided by multiplied by 10, which we will then reverse in that script. And we do it only because we don't want the player to see a quality 1, right? Which in game terms is super shit, right? So we want the player to see a minimum of quality 50 or something like that. Hello, Hula. Hi. So how much is the loot quality? Loot quality will depend on okay, when I generate the dungeon. Yeah. When I generate the dungeon, I give it the loot quality, and that loot quality is actually the value that goes. Okay, fine. Fine. Basically, we want a 1 to 10 value, but we want to display to the player a more reasonable value aligned with the other items. So we add 50 and multiply by 10. I mean, that is why we do it. That's the only reason, right? It's just for a visual feedback. We don't want to have a chest with quality 1. It will look weird. I guess the question is, how do we make the dungeon fun? Because yes, there are some traps, there are some things, right? There are the doors to unlock, so there is stuff to do. But between having stuff to do and being fun, you know, there is still, it's not the same thing, right? So how do we ensure that, how do we make the dungeon fun? I think fun involves, you know, being able to overcome some challenges, and yeah, that is what I have to think about. Hello, George. Hey, how are you? Hey. Thank you for your continued support on Patreon. It's not going unnoticed for sure. How are you? On my side, all good. We are making good progress, definitely, and adding more stuff to the game. Now we have this procedural dungeon thingy that I hope we can do good. Okay, so we will generate a dungeon with, let's say, number of rooms is not very relevant. Let's say 10 rooms. And what we want a difficulty. Difficulty also is not very relevant here, but we want a quality of 2, okay? Quality of 2. So, okay, so now the dungeon is generated, right? Dungeon is generated. So what we have to see now is if so we need to find the loot room. This guy will start to move in a second. We have to find the loot room. Uh-oh, what is this? Okay, this one is definitely the wrong direction. We will have to remember why this thing is the way it is. Probably just the direction of, I mean, the rotation of the trap in this particular stair is not correct. So we will have to check that. Ow. Okay, so we unlock this. I have no idea where the loot could be, but it seems that it's not in this room, so maybe in this one. So let me just skip forward just for the sake of time, right? So I would just skip and skip. Okay, the loot is there. There is a blade going in front of it, but we don't care, I would say. So here is the loot. Now, can we pick up the chest directly? Well, yeah. Okay, we see that he has a quality 70, which is actually correct, because we do 50, right? Multiply by, 50 plus 10 multiplied by 2, right? Fine, I've been working on browsers, WebKit these days. It's fun. Thanks for acknowledging my support on Prey. I'm still slightly proud of being the first supporter. Yeah, it's been very good. I mean, for a very, very long time. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're using the money for commissions and stuff like that. So I think it's good. I think the main problem is that using the money requires anyway a lot of time on my side, right? So even if I say, okay, let's commission this, it takes a lot of time from me to actually explain to the artist, you know, what do we want, the style, the type and such. So that is why we cannot, you know, very, very quickly just burn all the money, you know, and get results. But it's very useful because he enabled, you know, us, for example, to do all the faction logos and other stuff that we have in the I mean, mainly art, models, animations. That is what we do usually. All the stuff that I cannot do. Okay, so now we have this Arcana chest. And so if I use it, right, I will get the loot. The only thing that we want to see if we are getting the proper loot or not. Maybe let me organize my items so that we see. So whatever appears down here, right? Okay, we got a battle axe and 8 tria. Okay, fantastic. So the only thing I want to so this script actually worked properly. What we want to see if in our loot rules we got loot rule number 2, which is here, and so we got an item number 3, which should be the battle axe. So I think we can double check, but I'm pretty sure it is. So number 3 is the battle axe. Yes. Okay, good. So everything worked. Everything worked as expected. Fantastic. Of course, it's assuming that people are treating the money from support with such care. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really, really doing it with care. For example, I bought a software, which is the Topaz Photo AI, which is basically an artificial intelligence upscaler, and is working very, very well. And yes, it was $200, but it was I mean, it really helped to upgrade all the texture you have seen in the last release very, very easily and quickly. So it's been a fantastic investment. Fantastic. For us, it's been fantastic because all our old textures, or we redo them completely, right? Or we use an upscaler like that, and it worked really well. I still have to do more. I really want to do more. Okay, but basically this thing works, right? So we have the loot working. So going back to our plan, use the chest quality in the consume script to drive the loot quality. This is basically done. So this works. This works. Create loot rules for difficulty 1 to 10 and add to the script. That is probably the hardest one because we will have to decide what kind of loot you get based on the loot quality. And I don't know if I want to do it now, but basically I will have to create one loot rule like we have now, right? Now we have like loot rule 1, loot rule 2, which are these ones. And I will have to create one for each quality. And I will have to do it. Yeah, so I think we can go with. Let me see. Yeah, maybe we can start at 100. Yeah, let's start at 100. We will start at 100 and just go from 100 to 109. Or maybe for clarity, we can do 101. Yeah, let's do 101. So 101 is quality 1 of the dungeon, and 110 is quality 10 of the dungeon. So we will add 10 scripts. We will add 10 scripts, and so basically this will become, right, loot rule 101, loot rule 102. And unfortunately, I don't have a better way to do it. Now maybe I have. Maybe I have. Because at the end is a number, right? Do you think we can do... Do you think we can pass quality? Yeah, I think I can. I think I can just call this with quality plus 100. That would be kind of hilarious, but yeah. I think it's good. If I do loot rule equal to quality plus 100, right? And then we just say, I can delete all of this actually. The script can even be can be much simpler. The script can be, I don't know if it will work because there is a parameter inside, but I think it should. I think it should. I think it should work. I think it should work. Because anyway, our scripting language is always translating between strings and double without much trouble. So usually, I think it will work actually. Okay, so let's try to redo it with the difference that now we will create a new loot rule, right, dedicated to the chest. So I will have this, and then I have to create a new loot rule, starting from 100. Let's do it in dummy, and then we will do it in prod. So this will be, right, 101. And this will be, do we call it procedural dungeon chest 1? Well, it's not chest though, it's loot. I mean, yeah, exactly. Procedural dungeon loot 1, yeah. And then we do 202. And yeah, we'll actually have to create 10 of them, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's start with 2 and then we can create the others. So we have 101 and 102. Now, maybe what we want to do, if we want to copy it over to production without too much trouble, we can take the max ID and max ID at the moment is 329. 329. Yeah, which is actually this one. So let me maybe restart from 350, which is kind of a round number. And let's say that this is root loot 101. And I don't know which item we want, but we can say, let's just put another item though. Let's just put, I want to have another item so that we are like a gold falcon or just a, or a, what do we have? Let's say a falcon maybe. So number 7, right? Number 7, minimum item 1, maximum item 1, probability, I don't know, let's say 0.5. It's just dummy data, so we don't care. Minimum money 1, maximum money, I don't know, 20. Do we want to randomize the modifiers of the weapon? Yes. And the randomization probability could be 1, right? So we will get a falcon with, okay. Then we duplicate this and we make it for 351 and we make it for 102. And in this case, the item I want to use is like a gull card. So this will be 12 and the rest we can keep the same, right? Maybe we can increase a bit the money, say from 10 to 50. Okay, okay. So now if we test again, it should be, if all works, it should be identical, right? Because we have in our progression script, the quality plus 100 that is passed through this, and the quality goes from 1 to 10. Now if you say quality 0, quality 0 will not work. Basically quality 0 will not spawn any chest. It will not spawn any chest. Yeah, but I think it's good. Let's go. We need to see if this throws an error of like, you know, number that cannot be passed through, but I think it will work. I think it will. Okay. Should be ready. So we want to generate the dungeon again with some special parameters, right? Well, we can change it here maybe. So we say 5 rooms, 3 of this, difficulty we don't care. What do we want? We want a quality 2 and size 1, right? So if we do this, and I click on dungeon 2, okay, we got our dungeon. And I will just keep the doors because I don't want to spend time in. Uh-oh. Ah, is he? Why is only, well, one, the state is 1, 1, 2, 3. For some reason, okay, that's fine. So this chest now should still be quality 70. Yeah, nothing changed. But now when we open it, holy shit. Huh? We got a steel falcon, a falcon, and a gold falcon? What the fuck? I'm a bit confused. I mean, it kind of worked, but I don't understand why we got 3 items. Because the loot... stupid me. I left this line. No, this line should not be there. But still, why we got 2 instead of 1? Maybe our randomizer. It's kind of strange that we got 2 because we basically got 3 items, so it looks like he used 1 and 2, and then he used this one. Steel falcon, gold falcon. No, here there is an error. I'm sure there is an error somewhere because it's impossible that we got 3 items. Unless wait, unless yes, unless rule 1 is multiple items. Maybe it is. Maybe rule 1. Yeah, rule 1 is multiple items. Okay. Good. So it was just a 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Gold falcon, steel falcon. Yeah, it's good. So it's just that I left that line, and so it generated also the other line with loot quality 1, with loot ID 1. And yeah, but it's good, it works. Okay, nice. Fantastic. So that is also simplifying the script immensely. I think the only reasoning would be if we want to have a bit of a randomization, because I was saying this one, right? Randomize the loot quality a bit, like +1, -1 based on the chest position. So if a chest is lower room position in the path from the loot room to the entrance, you should in theory get less loot. But I don't know, it seems maybe a refinement, you know? It seems a kind of a... This one seems to me a kind of a very detailed refinement. So... Good, it works. Okay, fine. So this we can use. This we can use. We just need to create the 10 loot rules and ensure that this loot rule is I don't know why this message is arriving after the loot. But fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so what do we want to do now? I mean, we are not really scaling the loot based on room position at the moment, but we are scaling the quality based on the input when you generate the dungeon, right? Which I guess is fine. Now, one thing that we didn't test is if the chest is actually respawning in the right spot after some time, but that I don't care too much. I think it will work because it's a standard, you know. It's kind of a standard functionality. Okay, so if now I have a question though. If I generate any kind of monster, let me see 1 second. How do we? I want to test monster at least once. Obviously, they will not move. I know, but I want to see what happens if they are static. If they are static. Basically, a random event, right? We have yes, and then we have the scheduler, and the scheduler is the one that does the actual work, right? I was thinking, should we use the same technique, you know, to spawn NPC or not? Yeah, this one we already, but anyway. Basically at the end is this function. There is the function respawning an NPC in a random generated event, and is able to generate an NPC that is actually not on the database and will never be on the database. So it's something created on the fly just for the generated event, right? And I think that in the dungeon we have exactly the same need to generate something on the fly, right? So So in theory, if we call this function, with the problem is, I think the problem is this stuff, right? Because I don't really have a random generated event. I mean, I can create it because this class is nothing else than, yeah, it's just kind of a container of definitions. Yes, its own XML. Well, it's loaded from an XML, but then there's nothing else than this as a definition. So I could probably even load it at startup in the dungeon like a random events NPC and then spawn it as needed. That I think would be nice. Now, yeah, it is basically already randomizing everything. You see, we do not save the NPC to the database. I don't know if I want to spend time on this, but the idea would be to reuse as much as possible this. Or we create a parallel function, you know, which is just giving the inputs, or we really create a random event NPC, because at the end, I mean, the location is where we want to spawn it, right? And this one we have it. The sector, we have it because it's always our procedural dungeon sector. Actually, the event we don't have, but I don't think that we are using it in this function, right? I think this function is, yeah, it's just doing this to get an ID, but apart from the ID, we don't really need the event itself. Well, we store it here to then delete it, but yeah, this will have to be done slightly differently. And then we just do the load dynamics, so maybe if I would call, because the randomization I don't need, right? I think it's very similar to this. Going by race. Going by race. But sorry, how do I do it? How do I do it at the moment in our place NPC, right? Yeah, it's not the same, but and then we save it here. Yeah, but pretty much, boys, is the same thing. Yeah? I don't remember where I have the brain. I mean, here there is the association with the brain, but I don't see. I don't see where we associate the brain to this guy. Is it based on the PID? Because load dynamic. There it is. Is NPC and NPC manager, right? We get a brand new brain, initialize data. Master NPC brain. But I don't understand if I am associating a default brain in case we don't have a specific. Because we go by ID, right? But this ID is actually randomly generated. So this guy will never have a brain. Now there must be something happening after this. There must be. No. Seems not. It seems that the only thing that we are executing is this. But if we do that, I don't understand how can we have a brain on that particular NPC? Because I'm not passing the. Wait. Trigger behaviors. Wait. I think it's here. Make the behavior the top one. NPC get brain. I just need NPC type. Let me just see 1 second how those were set up. I don't know if we can reuse that because it would be nice, but it seems to be a bit too complex. Random events, random event location, random events. So for example, right, NPC name performer, parent fighter. Because we pass in the parent. Okay. Because we use the parent as the. Okay, I think I understand. We use the parent. Is the parent inside, declared inside NPC? NPC, the name, last name, there is brain, but where is this parent guy? Races, description, traits, children, skill, whatever. Oh my god, it's a lot of stuff. Should be under NPC type. Should be under NPC type. NPC type. NPC type definition. Ah, we add it on the fly. Ah, this is what we do. Yeah, we basically add the new brain on the fly to the NPC definitions with his proper ID. So then he say, okay. Well, that's pretty good, I would say. But I don't know if you remove it when the NPC is actually destroyed. But it's fine. It's fine. Well, okay. So this would be one way. Adding NPC that are actually able to fight in the dungeon is a bit complex. Yeah, but in theory it's exactly the same of what we do here. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Is exactly the same. So if I have an NPC type, right? If I have an NPC type, name whatever my monster, parent fighter, and this is all empty, it will be enough. It will be enough. I will just have to load the NPC type and adding it to the definitions. With the ID and the NPC definition ID. So actually this needs to happen. Yeah, this needs to happen. Otherwise, yeah. And I will also have to give a specific, but a specific ID, right? Yeah. The question is, do I want to do it? Well, it's something that I will have to do it sooner or later anyway. But I think that none of this is what we need. I think none of this is what we need. I think the first thing we need to do, we need to get a unique ID for our NPC. Then we need to load the brain in the definitions, which is basically this, right? And and now the node, I would say that we can do it super simple. The node I would do, right? I would do something like this actually. I would do something like this and nothing else. The problem is, so this will be my what? This will be my I think we can call it like I think we can call it like dgen dungeon generation something. Because the name, I mean, it's not the name actually, is the ID. We need to get a unique ID, right? And in the random events, the way we do it, is that we get the ID from, you see this get NPC real ID. We get it from the event. And with this ID, then I don't understand what it is. It's probably just the sequence, yeah. It's probably just the sequence that we get. New trigger ID. Yeah, it's just the ID. The top node of the ID is added to the yeah. Yeah, so we could do that. Now, what do we pass as event ID? What do we pass as event ID? Because event ID, I think event ID is derived from here. And I think it's this event, right? 1, 2, whatever. Badcast online 224 random event manager. Badcast 224. Okay. Random event manager. Yeah, it's an old cast. I mean, it's not bad. It works, but it's an old cast. But they work. Huh? There is no issue. I should convert them all, but I have quite a bit of this, guys. I have quite a bit of this, guys. I think the issue is that I have this piece of code repeated a million times, and I don't think it's a great idea. I mean, I think that after loading world, I could just, store my authentication mode, my game mode somewhere, in a static global variable, and then I'm just accessing it all the time. Because we do this a million times. The problem is that sometimes we have spawn manager up, sometimes we don't have spawn manager up. So, but yeah, I may need a kind of a refactor of this thing. At least I should move it in a function. The problem is that in which function? I mean, I could have a spawn manager, right? I think this is fairly stupid, right? I should have a spawn, at least I should have a spawn manager get authentication mode, yeah, I think we can do it if we want. I mean, I think 99% of the time we get it from spawn manager. If I search it, you will see the same line a million times. Million times. You see, for example, here is correct, right? But I really dislike this. It's just verbose for nothing, and it's just verbose for nothing. Like, for example, here, for whatever reason, we get it from entity manager. I don't know why. Right? There's no reason to get it from entity manager instead of. Sometimes we get it from items, right? Which makes no sense. Sometimes we get it from client. Well, if we are on the client side, maybe. No, but we are not on the client side here. This is all stuff that runs server side, so all this cast, in theory, should be. You see, I already converted a few. Just do get out game mode, plane shift template game mode. But from what? From spawn manager? or from the world. I need at least a world, right? But what I was thinking to say, you mean I can remove it? Yeah, but isn't it better to normalize, all this shit? Because I'm calling it in so many different ways, and at the end, it's the same question. The question is, get my authentication mode, right? And accept the time where we still need to except from the time where we still need to have the spawn manager up. This could be just just a one function, right? So what I'm thinking is to do this. Look, I'm just thinking that we can do it simpler. We can do it simpler. So on spawn manager, we just get, I think spawn manager is the right place because basically is up when the world is up. And we will just have a get PS whatever, get PS authentication game mode, right? That is returning already a plane shift, keep pace mode, whatever, right? And yeah. And we will just do it here. And here we can do the we can do what you said. So we can do get, we can do current world. I mean, obviously current world needs to exist, right? So we, oops. So if current world is yeah, and then I see stuff like this. We are already inside spawn manager. But anyway, only if current word, is valid, then we just return current word and then get out watch it game mode. You say that is template, so I can do this, you're saying? Okay. So he's already casting it, and if he's null, is null. So, and then we can just call always this, right? So I don't call it a million times, right? Because it's really stupid. And so basically now what I have to do, like here I'm already inside spawn manager, instead of this shit, which is long as hell, I just do this, right? Which is, I would say, way nicer. Way nicer. I should do it everywhere. I should do it absolutely everywhere. And like here, probably is not even needed, right? Because I mean, I can do this. I mean, I could put it here, but okay, fine. Yeah, this is still prone to crash. Huh? Okay, no, it's not. But yeah, I should basically do it everywhere. Oops. I don't know how many we have those things, but yeah. I think there are dozens, if not hundreds. Well, maybe hundreds, no. But dozens, yes. And everything that is inside spawn manager really doesn't make any sense to, because here we are inside spawn manager, right? And but I think that there are really many, really many. And we assume it's not null, right? We assume that the, like here, I don't know, for example, why we are reading it from entity manager. We are in PS item, send item description. I mean, there is absolutely no reason why we should get it from this instead of getting it from spawn manager. There's no reason. Yeah, in this case, when we are outside of spawn manager, it will look like this. When we are outside of spawn manager, but I think it's already cleaner than this mess, right? But I don't know if I want to do it now, man. It's like I think it may be 100 because this is used a lot. I tell you, a lot. A lot. Is used now here. Yeah, but I think it simplifies the code. It makes it, you know, more readable. I mean, in theory, I could search them all, but I think that is a bit risky. I need to stop C-style cast new object. Yeah, well, it is because it was when I ported the code, you know. I just ported it the way it was. I did a lot of automatic substitutions. I did a lot of automatic substitutions, and I mean, in theory this I could really substitute everywhere, right? But it's a bit risky. Hello, I'm trying to break my game. What are you doing? Hello, Phoenix. I mean, in theory, I can substitute them all, right? But I'm just a bit scared of doing replace all, and you see how many we have? And it's a million. It's absolutely a million. Here we are in user manager. Handle target event. Yeah, but this stuff for sure has spawn manager up and running already. Here we are on character load. Okay, so here is where we may be in a situation. Yeah, but anyway, if he's spawn manager, all this can be substituted. All this can be substituted. There's no way. They can all be substituted. I could do a search across all the projects. Oh my god, these functions. Should I do replace all? I mean, I can do replace all and see what happens, but let's do replace all. 22. 22 of open documents, right? Current project. And these are only the one with spawn manager, because then there are a million others without spawn manager. 5 more. But now there are the ones that are going, for example, on entity manager, right? I think there are a few that are calling. I think they are less. And probably is not called this way though. No, it should be. No, it's not called this way because it's not current world, it's get world. Yeah. So it's entity manager get world. I think this is what it will be probably. As always, yes. The notification sound is coming from your speaker. Which notification? The following is verified text was not found. Okay. I think anyway we changed a bunch. Now if the game still works, I have no idea, but in theory it should. But I think there are more, There are more. If I search... I think we changed like 30 or 40. But you see, there are more. There are more I mean, there are more, there are more. There are more. There are more in character. There are more everywhere. Yeah. You see? There are a million others. There are a million others. Well, I will change. I don't want to change them all now, but at least we created the function and we can do this job one day. One day. But yeah, it's a good point. I don't think I have too many. I think I only have this guy that I casted this way. All the others I pretty much removed. I think it's only this guy because it is one of the first that I did. And so like this one here, we are inside PS character, right? And what is risky to do it that way is that PS character may be initialized by Unreal Engine at the early beginning when Spawn Manager is not up, right? So I don't think we should substitute this with Spawn Manager. I think this one should become a normal cast, right? So like we said, that this should become it should become this, right? I can catch this one and see. Like this, right? This one, I think I can substitute them all. Yeah, I think I can. Only two, nice. I don't think there are many more left. Let me see. I don't think there are many more left. Well, there are still a few, yeah. For example, client get word, right? So here is another situation where we are sure that the Spawn Manager is up. So there is no reason not to use the same function. Why is not? It is? No, it is. There is no reason not to use the same function. So basically, Spawn Manager get PS, whatever, yeah. 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 I think this well, yeah. Bling bling. I think there would be so many of these ones, so many. So many. So many. I mean, we can try 33. 33. But anyway, if the client exists, right? If the client exists, the word is up. So I think substitute with Spawn Manager is fine. Yeah, because here I was in the middle of something. He doesn't like it. Hello, who joined? Hello, Arthur. Hey, thank you for the subscription on YouTube and hello. And my friend spent 4 days debugging a dangling pointer because of a CCast, so boy, it was complex to find it to debug with some memory on. Oh my god. He could just search the CCast, no? No? Yeah, but anyway, yeah. I think I changed it everywhere now. I think I changed it everywhere. I mean, everywhere, probably not. But they were like, yeah, kind of a 100 of those, at least. And you see, there are more. There are more because, yeah, when you use character data, but it is the same. Also, this one, character data, if we have character data, I'm pretty safe in saying that we can substitute with the spawn manager. Because this means that we already have the client up. So I would say that this ones we can substitute all. Only 2. Well, only 2, kind of easy. But there may be many other forms. Yeah, you see that some are already correct. But also this ones, I don't know if I want to leave at least. Then we still have some stuff like this, right? Where we have to pass char pointers to. And the reason is that the old code was working obviously sometimes with strings, sometimes with char pointers. So there are still some places where we use this, which is maybe not the best. But the game is up, and there are, I mean, there are not a lot of players. But anyway, every second, our code is running thousands of these lines of code, right? And it doesn't crash. So I'm pretty positive that it's kind of solid. It would have crashed already, right? When you have like 15 players running around, doing stuff, killing monsters, casting spells, doing quests, dropping items, picking out items, So in like 10 hours, you do millions of transactions. So if millions of transactions are not crashing, I would say code should be fairly solid. But anyway, I think it was a good change to do, yeah. Why doesn't like my shit here? Why doesn't like that? Name. Yes, because your name is double. Name, we have to decide what is it. Name, I think, will be the ID of the new NPC that we get. So we have to say, I don't know, we can start from 1000 or something like that. And always get the new. Yeah, but I will have to. Okay, so I need a dungeon. I need a dungeon ID. I need a dungeon temporary ID. I want to do a bit of this work because even if NPC are not working at the moment in the generated dungeon, I hope that one day they will. And so if I do a bit of the background work, I think it will be easier to do it later, right? So the first thing we need to do, we need to have the teacher to answer is deprecated, and then how they do it without. How they do it without. Because like I'm interfacing some old libraries that are all C, and so what do I do then? Right. I need those libraries running. I don't think they can deprecate. Did you say they deprecated it? It's very weird. I mean, you may still need that function, when you are interfacing all stuff. There is a string cast. Okay, well, if there is another way, it's fine, but there must be a way. You cannot just remove it. Okay. So I think we should do the same that we do for our this, right? No, not this. The NPC random ID. No, it's different. I have to do it differently. But anyway, we can just keep an ID. I mean, it's fine. We can just keep an ID in our dungeon that is like generating new NPC IDs. It's fine. So we can keep. Let me just think to something, because our dungeon is already keeping the NPC inside of this, right? So can it just be the array index and that's it? I think we can just use the array index. Why I have to create another variable, right? They will be all created at the same time, destroyed at the same time. So I think we can use the array size of NPC instances and pass it as a maybe +1 and pass it as a value, because actually I'm adding 2 NPC instances here, right? So that's probably the easiest. So this means that yeah, you see, like for generated event, we decided that whatever is 90,000 plus, and we just generate the ID. Now, the NPC ID should be unique though, because if it's not unique, we are really going to do a mess. Really going to do a mess. If this number is not unique, and I think I started with 90,000 because I don't know exactly why I started with 90,000. No idea. Probably because there was a big chunk of empty IDs here from 90,000 up. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like from 90,000 to 100,000, there is nothing. But then at 100,000, we start a bunch of other stuff. It's a bit risky though, because it means that I have... yeah, it's a bit risky because whenever I'm generating a new NPC, I am adding 1 to that. So I have only 10,000 slots. That's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying actually. But I don't think I can do much better than this. I mean, I can 80,000 is empty and 70,000 is empty, 60,000 is empty and 50,000 is empty. So all these are kind of empty. I think they start probably... wow. They start below 1K? Holy shit. Yeah, they start below 500 probably. 600. Yeah. At 600, so basically between 600 and 10,000 there is nothing. No, between 600 and 100,000 there is nothing. You love to play the Angel Scary A actor without U property? No, I'm using U property only if I need it in the blueprints, right? I don't need U property for other stuff, right? I have a lot of, I mean, pretty much the whole server side doesn't have U properties because we don't need to expose them in any way. I don't know, we can start from 50,000 and go up. I think it would be safe enough, even if here I have it 50,000, but this is a trigger ID, which is a completely different thing, right? So I think we can start like at 50,000 and we should not overlap with anything, I think. I don't know why I started with 90,000 though. Was there a reason? I don't know. I don't know. We can say 50,000 plus the current NPC instance count. Okay. So this will be our unique ID. And this will go into what? This will be our unique NPC ID, and this will go into the name because we need a name for the NPC type to be unique, right? And maybe we can do something like unique NPC name. We can call it like dungeon generation, and then that number. Dungeon generation NPC, right? Plus that number. No, the opposite. And then we can say f string our NPC type string, which can be basically this shit, right? It should basically be this. Should basically be this. For now, let's say fighter, and then we will see what happens. Okay, so this probably needs to change. This probably needs to change. If a pointer in a actor is a T array, if a pointer of a actor is in a T array, you mean if a pointer of a actor in array is destroyed, will be dangling unless you property. The GC monitor in this array has nothing to do with blueprints. Well, consider an A actor is anyway inside the scene, right? I don't know. I had zero problem on that. I mean, if it's a dangling pointer, it will crash, right? So nothing is crashing, so I don't think it's a problem. At least I didn't encounter this problem. Okay, so basically we have our unique ID, our unique name, and now we can basically load this. I don't know why it doesn't like it. Oh fuck, it needs to be an XML node. Okay, fine. We can so load doesn't take a string, eh? Okay, fuck it. Okay, fine. We can where do I have that? Not not from file. Not from file. Come on. Here. Yeah. This. So we can yeah, this is the string. So we can make this a string. Okay, so like this, we are basically creating on the fly a kind of an XML, because actually this XML, it was in our database, but who cares? Well, if those actors are never destroyed, you will be totally fine. No, the actors are destroyed. But also the array is cleaned up. So when we destroy the actors, the array is cleaned up. Because this is, yeah, so it's one-to-one. When we destroy the actor, we clean up the array. So we never keep an array with stuff that is getting destroyed, right? Otherwise, I mean, if that happens, we use weak pointers. Like for example, a spell that has a spell that is like a time effect, and so it may trigger after, I don't know, 10 seconds. It may be that player disconnects, right? So in that case, I'm keeping the weak reference to the player. So when the trigger triggers, where the timer triggers, and we try to apply the effect of the spell, and the player disconnected from the game, we know that he's disconnected, and so we don't crash. So that we already do, you know, all that logic is already in the areas where the player can disconnect. But in this case, we are just creating monsters and destroying monsters, so inside a predefined dungeon area, and so I think it should not be a problem. I can think about it, but I don't think it should be a problem. So event ID, I don't know, we can put also the, yeah, we can also put the, no, but I don't think I care about the NPC ID. I think we can just put the script and it's fine. Because it contains already that. So if this happens, is obviously a problem, because it means that everything fucked up, so we need to, yeah, we just return. And then at this point, we get the same NPC ID and the same NPC definition, and we add the brain to the NPC manager. Okay. So this piece, what it's doing is basically just creating a fake brain for our NPC to act as a fighter, right? I mean, he's faking it because actually he's trying to create a fake XML definition, right? Which I guess is fine. But he's creating with a unique NPC name that then we should be using on spawn, because now the second part of the problem is it was painful to make this procedural dungeon. I thought it would be easy in a matter of few hours. No, it's been complex because there is a lot of stuff, right? First I had to create also the traps and have the traps work properly. And then I had to create, you know, the logic for placing the traps, placing the loot. Then we expanded our loot system to allow, you know, random generation of loot. So yeah, I mean, this is all the stuff that we did, plus this that we are doing now. So yeah, it's actually very complex. I mean, it's not very, but let's say it takes time because we also need to ensure that we merge it with the stuff that we already have, right? So we are not just recreating everything new, but we reuse what we have. So the time, so we need so the other piece I need to copy is actually the spawn actor, right? So when we are spawning the actor, exactly. So actually we use a spawn manager to spawn the actor, which is good because this spawning is a bit special for us. Because we need to know the name of the mesh. So which, well basically the name of the race, right? Which race we want to spawn, and we need the NPC ID. Okay. And yes. So in theory, this we should do it before. So this spawn actor should actually become this spawn actor. Yeah, we don't have a rotation. I don't know why we don't have a rotation. Why we don't have a rotation? Now the rotation is kind of weird, yeah. So I think we can use the rotation. We can use the rotation. I don't know exactly why we are passing these three separate, but fine. Don't care. Now, race info mesh name. At the moment, we are doing a bit of a trick. We are passing. Yeah, so this needs to change. This needs to change. So how do we decide? Which NPC we need to spawn? I mean, it's based on difficulty as well. It's based on difficulty. So actually the dungeon itself is not deciding. I mean, the definition is not deciding which NPC to spawn. I mean, you could have a range, but if we have a range based on difficulty, I think we can decide it here, and I think it will be or we have the races specified, and then what we change, we only change the strength. Yeah, that would be a good idea. So you can still configure something in the dungeon, right? So what it means, we are changing it to strings then, because at the moment I'm pointing to specific assets, but it's probably a bad idea. At the moment we are pointing to NPC pieces. This we are pointing to, yeah, subclass of actor, right? So by I think it cannot be this way anymore. It cannot be this way anymore. I think we need to say NPC pieces definition based on mesh name. example, because now we are getting our real NPC. Okay? Example. Where is the same? I wanted to use the same one that we are using now in the example, the coempty. The coempty here. Ah, his name just coempty. Okay. His name just coempty. So example coempty, or I don't know. Right? So this actually becomes an array of strings, right? And now what we do when we are choosing, because here we need to pass that value. So at the moment we can just randomize between all the ones that are there, I would say, right? So yeah, randomize between the available ones, exactly. So it is pretty much the same. Yeah, it is pretty much the same. This I think we can temporarily remove because we don't need it. Well, we need to set the replication, but I think replication we do it already in the standard spawn function, so I think it should be fine. So this becomes NPC pieces of our random piece, right? Maybe we can just do this. Maybe we can just do that. Okay, and now yeah, something like this. Yeah, but this procedural dungeon is basically a game inside a game, right? So is the main issue I have is that our NPC cannot move because the nav meshes cannot be generated dynamically. Unfortunately, no one answered to my post. I made a post some time ago on. I made a post, but no one answered. No one freaking answered. No one. This post. If you have any idea, Stern, about this, let me know. I'm pasting there, but I think the answer unfortunately is impossible. But it's a pity because if I cannot have NPC moving in my dungeon, it's fucking insane. Super annoying. But on the other side, if I have to turn on dynamic nav meshes for everything, I think the game will just explode. I mean, it will explode for sure. Okay, so we get a unique NPC, we spawn the NPC, and then we load the brain of the NPC with a fighter, right? Now, in terms of position, I think we already set the position here, so I don't know if we have to do it again, no? I don't think so. And then we add the NPC instances with our new spawned Maybe we call it NPC data, which is a bit nicer. With our NPC data, right? Okay. So this way, okay, this way now the NPC is a real plane shift NPC. Before it was just a dummy, but just a dummy model. I will go to the bathroom 1 second while this is rebuilding, because anyway, I think we'll take time because we modified a million files. 1 second. Huh? Hey, I'm back. I'm back. You have no idea? Is there anyone that you know that you can ask? Like pointing, that might be some other developer that is using navigation meshes, and because the only thing that I need, I mean, it's not what I need this, right? Which in theory is not impossible, but so whenever Unreal Engine creates a navigation mesh, right? What it's doing is basically taking your geometry, whatever it is, you know. So let's assume that we have a complex geometry, you know, with a lot of blah 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 blah, right? But then you have like a straight path like this, right? And then you have another crazy geometry here, blah 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 blah, right? So what it's doing is just saying, where you can walk on, you know, you can walk on this, right? And so it's creating your nav mesh, which is, you know, for example, this place where you can walk on, right? And this is generated statically, and it's fine. So at the end, in this nav mesh, you will just have, you know, this thing, right? Fine. So the only thing that I need, right, is to say, so and this is static, right? This is static. Yes. Okay. Anyway, this is static. The only thing that I need to say this perfectly fine for all your levels. You have hundreds of them, no problem. Fine, 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 fine. I only need to say plus my thing, right? Plus, you know, please generate, right? Please generate the nav mesh for this new object, right? I have another object. I don't know. It's done like this, and right. And whatever, and I'm just asking him to generate on this object, so to get the freaking nav mesh on this single object, right? And then add it. So what I miss is this plus. I tried a bit, But basically, as soon as you have dynamic generation off, whatever plus you try to do, it's just not doing it. I said I saw other dev use static and dynamic. Ah, okay, so you were already here, part of the discussion. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by some messages on Discord. Okay, so what are we doing? Did he compile? No. Ah, ah, ah. PS item, get PS authentication mode? No, it should be spawn manager. Always spawn manager. Why this one didn't translate properly? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, succeeded. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to go in the editor, right? And in the configuration of the dungeon, we need to change, we need to add the NPC pieces to actually be one or two of our base races, right? So for example, we can take, yes, the Coamti and I don't know, the Clacker, right? So we put them there as strings, and this should in theory randomize the race, spawn the race. Now, in terms of stats, I have no idea. In terms of stats, what that NPC will get, I think the default for the race, no. I absolutely have no idea, because when we do this spawn, actor, right? I think here we are just stupidly spawning the mesh and then associating the brain, right? But we are not loading any data. Yeah, exactly. So in reality, this is not enough. Huh? No, this is not enough. Because let me think about it. Character data. Yeah, you're missing this. We are missing this. Oh yeah. We are missing this, boys. We are missing the load of all the stats. Holy shit. So that is okay, but oh wait, load dynamic. Why is different than what I did? Ah, yes, because this is only the definition. It is only the definitions. So it is the global definitions. It's not the definition of my NPC. I'm just adding his brain to the global definition by ID so it can be found later on. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then I'm spawning it. Okay, fine. But then here is the real loading. So load the real data on the NPC. So basically it's loading the stats. I mean, let's call it the data. So, and what I'm missing is this guy, because this guy is the guy that is actually doing the real work. That is the guy that is doing the real work. And this guy is a mess because here we need to pass all the stuff. All the stuff we need to pass. Oh my god. This would be a mess. I mean, we can give him default values, right? Like HP, mana. I mean, we can give him default value for everything. We can give him 0 skills, 0, well, but stats, for example, stats we need, right? Otherwise it will die instantly. Sector, we don't care. Loot category, we need it. Invulnerable, we need it. Traits, we need it. Inventory, we need it. So, yeah, unfortunately, we need a bunch of stuff, actually. We need a bunch of stuff. We need an insane amount of stuff. We need an insane amount of stuff to actually have the NPC be loaded properly. Yeah, so basically we need all of this. I mean, we can actually create this class. I mean, it's the same, right? So we could create this class. Yeah, let's create this class. I think it's probably cleaner. Or not. We could have a constructor for this, which is used only for dynamic events. I don't know. Breaking news, next in PS roadmap 1146, creating a better navigation system. Yeah, well, I just need to use the existing navigation system, just being able to add one piece to it. To add my mesh, which should not be impossible, right? But at the moment, the system seems not to be supporting that use case, at least not in 5.1. It's not supporting the use case to have a mix of dynamic and static, which is super bad. I don't understand when they say, you know, that Unreal Engine is supporting large open world. How can they say that? Because whatever I did in my game was really to try to limit as much as possible the damages of having a large world. Because if I really go full dynamic, you know, it's just impossible. It's not working. It's breaking completely. Assuming that you have a large world, obviously, but... So we need well, we don't need all of this because, like, merchant, for example, the guy would not be a merchant, the guy would not be a trainer, the guy doesn't speak. Well, I mean, he could speak, but at the moment he's not speaking. He doesn't have any knowledge, doesn't have any traits, he doesn't have any inventory. So at the moment, I guess that what we need, if I really look at it seriously, is we need stats. We need this, HP and mana, invulnerable, and that's it pretty much. All the rest is basically default values. So my yeah, exactly. I think pretty much my NPC is defined by this shit. So now skill and stats, can we assign, can we have a kind of a default? if I don't assign any skills and stat, what happens? Well, no, because it will have 0 strength, right? So that's not possible. So at least the default I need to have. Okay, so how do I do it in the random generation event? The random generation event. What the fuck is this music? I never heard it. King Quest 3 cave puzzle. It's kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying, actually. Skill ID, skill to load ID, skill to load ID, cache manager gets skill by name. Oh my god. You know what we can do? I mean, do we need to have the skill name, the proper name? I don't think so. I think the skill name is only when you visualize it. But actually, I don't think that then when we use it, I mean, I have to check, but I don't think that when we use it, skills and stats, where are the skills? Skills. I don't think that when we loaded it, load skills from array. Yeah, we just go by ID. We just go by ID. So in reality, we don't need any of that. We need a very empty, I mean, it's just the ID and the value. So we can do it very, very dirty. We can do it super dirty. We can have a function that is called something like get NPC skills by difficulty, right? And this function will return this shit. Return this, right? We return. Now I think the problem is that okay, but we can fix it later on. We can fix later on the problem of, for example, an NPC that has a sword in his hand, you know, and we need to give him sword knowledge, sword knowledge. I think that for now we go very brutal and then we make it better, but we basically create fucker, you know, where is that? We basically create this. Right? We create this. Yeah. We do or not even. We don't even for loop. We just create an add, create an add, create an add. I think it's the simplest. So we just say skills add And then we put one thing like this where we actually need a, we don't even need the name. We don't even need the name. Name can be empty. We only need the ID and the value. And the ID, okay, let's set just the basic from, do I have a PS skill agility or something? Yeah, exactly. So I think we can just do this. And for now, let's set everything to 50 and then we will see, right? Well, let's say monster strength, let's say int monster strength. And then we will say 50. And for now, we will set them all the same because we are too far from tweaking this, right? We don't even have a monster in, so we'll just do this for the 6. So agility, endurance, intelligence, charisma, will, and strength. No. Will, okay. So we just do this for the 6 and we set it all the same for now, okay? And then we just return this for now. And then we will improve it. So here we have to we decide monster stats and skills, right? Based on difficulty. So this is what we need. Oops. This is what we need to do here. But for now, this will be enough, right? So that at least we can spawn it. At least we can spawn it. And so maybe it's work better with warp partition. And warp partition is not supporting static lightning, so I cannot use it for now. I cannot use it for now. But the problem will be the same, right? HP, I don't know. We also need to have another function, which is like get NPC HP by difficulty, right? Let's say 500 for now, and we will see. But obviously we need to, all this needs to be parametric. The loot category, yeah, the loot category as well. Also this one, we need to randomize it. For now, let's say 1, who cares? Assuming that 1 exists. But yeah, it exists. So at this point, right, we have our NPC data. We call our load dynamic and we pass in our NPC ID. Now, this will not find it in the database or anywhere, which is okay. The name, I think, should be the same as the NPC pieces piece, right? Because this will be the name, and the last name will be empty. The last name will be empty. The chosen race, I don't know if is this really needed? Why we need the chosen race? Yes, because we, yeah. No, that's required. Now the chosen race, we need to have it right, otherwise nothing will work. The chosen race, the chosen race is not that easy though, because the only one that knows the chosen race, the chosen race, I don't know if cache manager can help us. Maybe cache manager can help us. Get race info by mesh name. Fantastic, exactly what I needed. Okay, so, and then yeah, of this we needed the ID. I hope there is an ID. Okay. Okay, so choose and race is done. Description, we don't care. Empty. Description, empty. Well, which is a bit of a pity though, but yeah, description empty for now. HP, mana, skill and stats, sector, sector, we go by position, yeah. Sector, we do we ask a cache manager again. Cache manager is the solution to everything. Cache manager is our friend. Yeah, but you are right, I don't like this shit. Okay, sector. NPC loot category, we have it, is this. Invulnerable will be false, so you can attack the NPC. Traits will be empty. I think that is waiting for what? For an array of what? An array of int. So this will be empty, so there will be a T array of int empty. Wow. And then done well, I don't know, we're still into the thing, boys. And it is a T array of item description. A T array of F item description. Empty. Then we have the faction set. Faction set empty. Can we say null pointer or he will, because in theory it should be a pointer too, but I hope that if my factions are empty, nothing happens, huh? Faction, where we are loading factions. Faction equal to faction. Yeah, I think it should be fine. I don't know. I will pass null for now. And the same for character variables. Character variables, what is expecting? Is expecting an array of a pair of a t-string. Oh my god. Okay. Is expecting a t array of a t pair of f string. Okay, empty. And then merchant info, I hope can be null. So basically what we are doing, we are reusing another function that we already created in the past, right? That is loading an NPC on the fly without having any data on the database on anywhere, and is making it dynamic. Study lightning baking for word partition, including data layer, internal evidence as support. Okay, nice. So they will do it. Yeah. Do they say when? Do they say when or no? Okay, so in our dungeon generation, now what do we need to do? So what we need to do now is we should have an NPC piece, yes, and here we can place plus, right? And we can say coempty, and we can say clacker, right? Which are the two creatures that we have. So now if I save this and I recompile this, and we pray the gods of code, and we pray the gods of entropy and randomness in the universe, then maybe we will see an NPC spawning. Maybe we will see it, boys. Do you believe? Do you believe or not? Do you believe or not? So what are we doing is not even in this list. What we are doing is not even in this list actually. Because we completely ignored NPCs because we knew that, you know. But yes, is part of this, yeah. It's part of this. Number of NPC and strength of NPC. Because we completely ignored them. Up to now. No, but it might soon, like 5.5. Okay. I think I want to move to 5.3, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't have the need, so maybe I will wait a bit more, but I don't want to stay too behind, right? I don't want to stay too behind. But moving to a new version for me is a bit annoying because it takes time. I have to basically, well, it's usually breaking my toolchain, my build on Mac and Linux, and I have to retry, you know, refix some files, and it's kind of a pain. Okay, let's go, boys. Let's try. Drum roll. Drum roll. Will we see? We will see an NPC or not? Will we see? Will we see an NPC or not? Will the server crash? Will the client crash? Well, hopefully, the client is basically never crashing because there is no C++ there, or very little. Will we see the right race or not? We will even have an NPC. That's the point. Maybe we'll not even have an NPC. The only point I think I have to generate a dungeon with loot between 1 and 2. Otherwise, we may actually crash. Because now we are searching for loot, right? And I think if I just press this button, I may crash it. So, it's already 2. Okay. Let's do maybe 10 rooms, so we see if there are more NPC. Boom. Server is alive! Server is alive! Wow. Okay, the server is alive. Is there an NPC? There's no single NPC. There is a real guy. There is not a fake guy anymore. You see, I can click him. I can click. I can even speak with him. Hello? Hello, you don't know, but you are the first. You are the first. He would never answer. So in theory, I can even attack this guy. No, I cannot. Something bad happened. Uh-oh. He crashed? No, it didn't crash. It didn't crash, but it seems that... Yeah, I think he crashed. No, it's not. It didn't crash. Why I cannot attack him? Why? I cannot attack him. You don't have a target in front of you? For some reason he's not considering this guy a full NPC. That's impossible though. This is a full NPC. I can speak with him. Uh-oh. I did look and we crashed the server. That may be because we have empty factions or stuff like that. So some of the null pointers that I passed, right? Yeah, send character description. I think the send character description is trying to read stuff that we actually didn't set, and so user manager 623. But anyway, it kind of worked, huh? 623. Yeah, the faction standing. Yeah, the faction, we fucked up the factions because I passed the null pointer. Can I just create an empty set? Can I just create an empty set? Faction set. Faction set. I don't even remember what is it. Can I do faction set like this or no? Faction set. Bah. I mean, new faction set. No, that would have been too easy, huh? Oh my god. Yeah, but sorry, we do it in the random in the random generation. So how do we do it there? Because here also we need to pass the faction. How do we do it? How do we do it, boys? Let's do it the same. Load dynamic, current document, no? PS random event. What? What do you mean no? What? Load dynamic, yeah. Load dynamic, yeah, yeah. Nothing. Okay. Somewhere else. Where is it? Ah, is here. So I do NPC factions. Okay, doesn't tell me much. Faction. How do we set get children node? Factions, T-map of a faction map, new faction set of what? Of get faction ash. Holy shit, what is this thing doing? All the faction by ID. Holy moly. I mean, can we just assume that if he's a null pointer, you know? I don't want to load, because this thing is basically loading a bunch of shit for nothing. Can we just say that if he's a null pointer, then we are fine? There are no factions. Get factions standing. Huh? I don't even know what we are doing exactly. Here we are showing in the description of the character, the description of his factions, right? But it's only for game masters, because you cannot see the faction of another player, right? So, but yeah, that is where he fails basically. Yeah, let's do this and fuck it. Let's do this. Redeem or for the best. Or want to have an app player, who knows? Okay, so we can just do this, and it's even better because it may, you know, if he's not, we should not. But then we had another problem. It was not recognizing the target. It was not recognizing the NPC as an attackable target, which is very, 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 very strange. So basically, I mean, how? So what did he say? He was saying like you have no target in front of you. He was saying something like you have no target in front of you. No target in. No target. No. I don't remember the exact message, but it was something like you don't have a target. Don't have a target. You don't have a target selected. Okay, let's try again. But yeah, definitely there is something. There is something not working, huh? I can start it in debug mode. Maybe it's a better idea. Yeah. So we can understand why, because it will give the same error. It will give exactly the same error. Now we cannot have NPC that move, right? But we can have NPC that are standing still and spitting fire at you, right? So that we can do, right? So maybe we can just do that. We don't have a navigation mesh, but we can have NPC that you can still attack, and they can do damage at range or in a radius. And that is better than nothing, maybe, no? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, my friends? You don't have a target in front of you. You don't have a target. So have a target. Thank you. Thank you a lot. You don't have a target. You don't have a target in front of you. So we're actually coming here. So it means that the target is not client get target object. So it's not an item and it's not a character. It's impossible. I mean, that one is a APS character 100%. It is. In fact, it crashes because it's trying to search for factions and stuff, which is inside PS character. So I don't understand. But okay, let's see. Let's see. No, I fall down for whatever reason. Okay, here is the dungeon. Let's go a bit deeper, and hopefully we will find a guy. Okay. There's no guy here. Ouch! There is no guy here. No. Dungeon without NPC? Cannot believe it. No, I want to go forward. Ow! Ow! What happens? Uh-oh, something happened. Fuck. Okay, sorry. No! There is a big mistake. There is a big mistake. There is a big mistake. There is a big mistake! Boom. Why this room is so big, by the way? Is it really that big? Or is 2 rooms next to each other? I think it's 2 rooms next to each other. Okay, there is a guy here. There is a guy here. Aha, we found him, huh? We found it. Okay, so now if we press this, we should not crash anymore. Nice. You see a Coamti, name Coamti. Okay, 500 HP, 500 mana, blah, 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 etc. Right? But now if I target this guy, He's saying you don't have a target in front of you. Ah, I know why. You see that he's removing the when I click, he's removing the selection. Fuck. I think he's removing the selection because, but I think I removed that. Why? Huh? I'm dropping items, but I think I'm dropping them in the sky because there is a volume here that I am hitting instead of hitting the guy when I do the line trace for under the mouse. I'm pretty sure. So probably our current target is the collision box that I used in the room for something else. Like 99, well, I'm very positive is that. So this will probably be the box. But we don't have the box. I mean, we don't have, wait, client. If I go here, do I see it? Target object. No! No, go back. Can I go inside of that? No. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that the target object of this, maybe I can see it here. Wait. Target object. Oh my god. Target is null. What do you mean target is null? No, target is null, yes, but inside client, I mean. But I think this is what is happening. What is happening is that our target... Oh my god. Target object, please. Is a T-weak pointer to nothing. Target object is null pointer. Yeah, because so here, no, request attack, right? Request attack, handle attack, request attack, handle attack. He's already attacking, blah blah blah. No, but it's before this. It's before this, no? Request attack. It's not before this? It's kind of strange, huh? Oh no, it's here, the line trace. The line trace is here. Why? But why you mouse can select the target? Why is not the same setting as your E? Yeah, you can select it because you can cast a spell on him or things like that, right? So maybe from distance you select him and then you cast a spell on him. Or you want to right click and see what it is, I don't know. You can still select stuff in the world. Yeah, I think this line trace is basically failing. Trace result, right? Trace result. Trace result is not hitting anything. Trace result is not hitting anything. No, because I had exactly the same problem, right? I had exactly the same problem with dropping items on the ground, because maybe it's only that room left. But I think I had exactly the same problem, because when I was trying to drop items on the ground, which we use the line trace, it was line tracing to the volume instead of tracing to the ground, right? And this is because the volume had the wrong collision settings. And the reason was that I did some test, you know, with the collision of those boxes. And maybe now in that room, we still have the same problem. And so it's actually picking up the volume box, which is kind of strange, huh? But fine. But that guy is a plane shift guy. He's a real NPC with a brain as well, with a ticking brain. Well, if he's ticking, I don't know. But anyway, with a brain, because I think we didn't enable him. But so the point is, if I take my room number, that is the Ray room, right? The big one. So if I take Ray room 1, right? And I go here, I have a volume. There is this volume. There is this volume. That is basically as big as the room. So it goes all around the room. And I use it to activate traps and other stuff, right? Now, this guy has a collision of what? This guy is a collision of war dynamic, and is ignoring mouse trace, yes, which is actually correct. Which is actually correct, but is overlapping pawn. Is overlapping pawn. Is overlapping pawn. But here we trace by what? We trace by interact mouse trace, yeah. Now here we are surely going on this other channel. This channel is interact mouse trace. So in theory, but it's strange, huh? It's strange that it's not working. You know what I can do? I can bring in another NPC and see if that makes any difference. I mean, another player or another something, and see if I can target him. Because it's kind of strange, huh? I can log in with 2 clients. The problem is that the player will not be attackable because he's a player. Yeah, there is something going on anyway in the selection of the, because we are doing nothing else than line tracing in front of us and seeing if we have a proper target. And if we have a proper target, we set it as a target, and then here is used, right? And it has to be an item or an NPC, because you can destroy also items. So it means that this line trace is failing, pretty much, right? It means that this line trace is failing. So it's not, yeah, and it would be interesting if I move the NPC above that line, if he's still doing it or not. There's the other guy. Hello. So he's actually recognizing him, because you see that the marker is becoming red, and also we have his health at the top, right? So he's recognizing him, but he's not. Okay, let me see. Can I move this guy without him falling down? Then I don't know. Slide target up 3. The fucker falls down. The fucker falls down. No, because I wanted to say if this guy is like at the top here, and so the, you know what we can do? Is this thing colliding? If this thing is colliding, we can do something. No. Fuck. It's not colliding. We can make it collidable though. We can. Collision detection. Now this thing collides. It's moving the guy. Good boy. Okay. So now if I move the chest up, he's going with the chest. Okay. And now he's out of the trigger box. So if now I fly, look at this technique to test. If now I fly, it should be outside of the trigger box. In fact, I am as well, because you see that this trap is now moving. If I go down, the trap is moving. If I go up, the trap is not moving anymore. Ah, fuck. Does it mean that if the NPC is inside, the trap will move? Let me see. If the NPC is inside, no, the trap is not moving. Okay, nice. Maybe I did if player. Yeah, I did if player. I think I did. I did a check. I did a check if it was a player or an NPC. I'm too smart. Okay, so if I try to target him now, can I target him? No, it's the same. It's the same. It's impossible. What the fuck? I brought it. I brought it here. So here is outside the dungeon, Ray, which probably was the easiest of the two, but you don't have a target in front of you. What do you mean I don't have a target in front of me? How can the line trace fail here? But you know what I noticed? I noticed that if I drop an item, here it works though. But before in the other room it was not working. I was dropping stuff and it was not getting put on the ground. Let me slide me down. Let me slide me down 8. 1 second. If I here I'm back to the room, right? So if I want to drop something here, does it work or not? Yeah, here it was. So basically here everything is okay, but that guy is still not. That guy is still not correct. This guy is not correct. He's not a real. He's not a line traceable. I mean, how he cannot be line traceable? He has, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you see it, but he has his box, right? His capsule is there. His capsule is there, so this is the capsule I'm tracing on. What the hell is going on? Why I cannot line trace? What is the name of this guy, Clacker? Can I move him? Can I move him another level? I don't think it's the level anyway. I don't think it's the level. I think it would make no sense if it's the level. 0 sense. Zero sense. I teleported him here, so... You don't have a target. You don't have a target. Why this guy is different than any other... why this guy... But... Game Trace Channel 3, but yeah, for sure is... Huh? What the fuck is going on? What is going on, boys? Maybe he's broken forever. Maybe we broke something. Maybe we broke targeting. Maybe we broke targeting. I don't know. Let's try with a normal NPC. Yeah, let's try with a normal NPC. Let's try with a normal NPC. Maybe we broke targeting with something else that we did, because it's strange. It's not... Doesn't make any sense. So we will repopulate NPC, yes. And nothing else? Yeah, nothing else. Maybe one of the substitutions, the mass substitution that we did, broke the targeting. I don't know. I mean, to me, sounds kind of unlikely, but who knows? Okay, I'm just restarting the servers with a normal NPC in the dummy database so that we can just see if we can attack one. Okay. My client should time out. Yeah. What? Ah, yes, because I didn't select it. I have collision on. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, let's go. Let's go in the standard place. Main city. And in the main city, there should be a few... NPC, right? Oh my god, I can't target him. So... You kill your first enemy! Okay, so the problem is really on that NPC. But we said invulnerable false, right? So, and that NPC is spawned like... Well, it's not exactly spawned like any other NPC. But anyway, it's spawned kind of obsessed with his dance while crouching. Yeah, I don't know exactly what is happening, but with ALS... With ALS, since the last release, is doing the... In certain positions, like here is not doing it, right? But in other positions, is not able to find... Basically what is not finding the feet. The IK of the feet is not finding solid ground. And so it's continuously trying to find a stable position. And in certain positions, it just works like this. And in others, it doesn't. And I have no idea why. But it's such a minor thing that I don't care. When I will update advanced locomotion again, maybe we will. Okay, so we tested that on this guy. It actually works as expected. Okay. So actually it is a problem. So the way we generate that guy is not enough. No idea. No idea. You know what? It's 8:30. This point is a bit of a spiky, bit of annoying point. So I think I can stop here. I go to dinner and I will think about it and maybe try something later on. It's very strange though, because from the code point of view, yes, we spawn it as a special dynamic NPC, which is not loaded from the database or anything. But we actually use the same functions that we use to spawn everything else, right? So we use our spawn manager, spawn actor, which is the same that we use for every NPC. And we use our, well, this is a bit custom, I have to say. Yeah, that is definitely a bit custom. Maybe some of these null pointers are actually triggering the... Let me see if we have any errors when we load. But now I deleted it. No, I wanted to see if we had any error of loading the NPC for whatever reason. Well, we can still do it though. I can just go there and generate a dungeon. And we can see if in the server log we have any, you know, any errors. This one, for example, is kind of weird. Spawn message indicated unresolvable sector. What? That is kind of weird. I have to check this. NPC Brain Hunter is disabled and will not tick. No, but it is before my attack. No, it is before... Wait, this is all before we loaded the dungeon. Okay, here is where we load the dungeon. Here is where we load the dungeon. Dungeon create, right? Is there any error? Warning, warning. Okay, there. Error, no spawn loot. Okay. No NPC spawn, that's fine. Did we manage to spawn at least one NPC or not? Yeah, spawn NPC. Yeah, spawn NPC. Associated brain ID 50,000. 50,000. No, I don't see any errors actually. I don't see any errors. So it seems that the NPC is spawned normally. I mean, why the line trace? Why the line trace should fail on that NPC? Huh? And why my current... Because, you know what is the weird thing? Is that actually if I right click on him, right? I can read his description. So, right? So if I right click on this guy, so it means that I have a target selected, right? Also when I speak, otherwise it will tell me that I have no target. So it means that this target is actually valid. But when I try to attack him, you see that the target is immediately disappearing. Because the line trace fails. But why? How can the line trace fail? I don't understand. So weird. I mean, it's really weird. I don't get it. Do you have a command attack? Yeah, I think I do. No, I removed it. I can try to say /attack and see what happens. Let me just teleport that guy here. Because here we are in the normal, level, so... Don't have a target in front of you. I don't know what happens if I do attack. The same. You don't have a target in front of you. It's doing exactly the same. I could use a special maneuver. I don't know. I could use like now I'm using what? I'm using a falcon. I could do side slash. I could do attack side slash. But I think it would be the same. It would say that attack does not exist. Side slash. Fuck. Why? This. You don't have a target in front of you. Yeah, anyway, it's saying exactly the same. So maybe side slash like this. No, but anyway, no, it's not line tracing to this guy. It's like if this guy is not valid. I mean, if this guy is not in the entity list. I mean, can this guy exist only on client? Oh my God. Did I generate it only on the client? Did I generate it only on the client? And so the line trace on the server is failing because it doesn't see? Did I generate him on the client? No, it's impossible, bro. Spawn actor. Nah, this spawn manager exists only on the server. So there is no way, right? There is no way. No. That would have been a possibility. That the server would not see this, but now we are also in the right sector, so I really don't understand. Huh? I'm super confused. I am super confused. Let me do one last test. One last test. Is there a global setting to enable line traces, to enable debug of all line traces? That would be so nice. If you can just say, now draw every line trace that you are doing, Mr. Unreal Engine. Because there is a way to debug line, right? And that's fine. But I'm saying, can I just debug? Can I just ask him to... What the fuck is this? Huh? What? Enable diagnostic. If word debug draws in queries. Draw traces. And maybe it's this, huh? Debug draw scene queries. Debug draw all trace tags. So this is something I can set on the client. That would be very nice. That would be insane. That would be so good. Why my collision is always on now? That would be so nice. Hello, my guy. Debug draw. Fuck. Draw all. No. Draw debug. Come on. Draw debug. Fuck. Debug draw. Debug trace. Bra. The variable is called like this. That is the variable. Trace tag. What do you mean trace tag? Name? Huh? Trace tag what? Trace tag. Draw traces that use the specified tag. No. Draw trace tag all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a bit of so many lines. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's too much stuff. It's too much stuff. Because the camera is tracing, everything is tracing. So it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. No, but what I wanted to do, so now that I am in debug mode, right? What I wanted to, now I forgot what I wanted to do. No, I had an idea, but I don't remember it anymore. Attack, line trace, yeah, exactly. Camera, blah, blah, blah. Filter only pawns. Filter only pawns. SEC collision channel pawn. Because to me it seems that this line trace is saying that it cannot find anything. So what is the result of this freaking line trace? Is it getting something or nothing? No, it hit object handle null pointer. So it's not hitting anything, right? This particular line trace by channel, which is on, let me just double check this game trace channel 3. Game trace channel 3. What the hell is that? Config what engine? Yes. Game trace channel 3 is actually the attackable. Wait a second, Wait a second. Is the attackable flag? Is not the interact mouse trace, Is the attackable flag. Wait a second. Is the attackable flag? Is the attackable shit? Is the attackable shit? So this guy didn't get the proper profile. How it is possible? This guy didn't get. Is the attackable flag? Huh? Is the attackable? Bro, but the attackable flag is the same that we use when I do this and I see the health at the top, right? This line trace is doing exactly the same. I don't know why I think that these guys exist only on the client, but I have this feeling. I have this feeling that this guy exists only on the client. I don't know why. I think it's impossible because I actually got... I think it doesn't have the attackable collision flag for whatever reason. Does your other NPC spawn setting up the collision stuff? I mean, I can spawn another guy, right? But the collision... I don't know. The collision. But you know, there is a guy like any other guy, so I don't know why it should be different, right? Why it should be different? Clark, maybe I'm forgetting something that I did in the code for the others that now... But this guy, right, is... What is it? This guy is this guy. This guy is... Clacker. This guy is this guy, right? And this guy, apart that he has a problem with the sides and... But anyway, this guy, capsule, right? If I look at the collision, holy fuck. Ignore attack. What? Are you serious? Huh? This guy's ignoring attackable? Because we set it by... because we... fuck, yes, I set it by code. Oh my god. Wait a second. I set it because I changed everything some time ago. And actually, we set the attackable now. We set it explicitly. I think. We set it explicitly now. In the past we didn't, but now we do. Get is no is attackable. Is attackable. Is attackable. Wait. We will find it. ECD set is attackable. Yes, this is for the items, right? This is for the items, but it's the same. But it's the same for... it should be the same for the NPC, actually. Item. It is all item. So no. But yeah, I think it's that. Because we disable them all. And then we enable them only when... but when we enable it, because when we enable, in theory we should enable it when we enable the brain aggressive, no? Or when we enable the impervious to attack. Yeah, exactly. When we enable the impervious, wait a second, impervious, impervious to attack, right?
I had your brain scanned and permanently backed up in case something terrible happens to you, which is just about to.
No, no, nothing terrible is happening to me. Nothing. Nothing. Get impervious to attack, right? So there is the get, but I hope there is also the set, right? There is set impervious to attack. And this is doing only this. No, but well, I mean, I'm sure for the items. For the items we did it. For the NPC, come on. I have no idea where is it in the code actually, but in theory when we spawn it, bro, when we spawn it. So do we switch from one profile to another profile or what? How do we even set that? Because we should, okay, on item, you see that on items we have specific profiles, right? Collision profiles for attackable and not attackable. But for NPC, we don't have, huh? I mean, we don't have because the basic character should, maybe I'm confused with the, sorry, this one is overriding or is not overriding? This one is not overriding, right? So this guy is derived from PS character. So in PS character, we'll have the same thing. So maybe I'm confusing myself with items, right? Maybe with items, we did the attackable and not attackable on the fly. But with NPC, maybe we didn't. I don't know. No, even if we did, I'm sure we did. No, we did. We did also with the NPCs, exactly the same. It's exactly the same. I have a part of the code, I don't remember where is it. Yeah, you see, also on PS character is disabled by default, right? It's disabled by default. So I have somewhere in the code, right? I have somewhere in the code the trigger, then when I set this guy as impervious to attack, is this variable replicated maybe with here it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So you see? So this is not happening for our character. It's very weird though, It's very weird. It's very weird. Because, but yes, basically we just need to set, basically we just have to set impervious on the character after loading. But it's strange though, because the load that we do should call this function, right? Unless is already off. Unless is already off. What is the default? Because it's replicating only if the value changes, right? Is replicating only if the value changes. So I really hate the fact that we don't have default values in the header files. But anyway. I set it to -1. So it's always changing because -1 is not a value, which is a very good idea. So it's always replicated. So you start with -1, so, and then the value is 0 or 1, right? So this is actually always replicated. So, okay. So now that we know this, when we do the loading, right? When we do the load dynamic, and we say, oh, by the way, our NPC is not impervious, right? The load dynamic should, right? The load dynamic should, invulnerable, right? Should set that flag, and in fact he is. And so if he's setting that flag, right, this should be triggering the replication, and then it should do the shit. Only for client, yes. Ah, you mean that I'm not calling it on the server and so on the, no, but then no NPC in the game will work. Huh? What? I mean, we can properly attack every NPC, right? So if, unless I called it explicitly by hand, okay, let's see. Maybe I called it by hand. Ah, fuck. Yes, we call it by hand. So we call it by hand on loading, and we don't call it by hand in the dynamic load. Why don't you click on function find all references? I don't know, because I always find this a bit messy and not working properly. Does it work properly? Yeah, but now that we know it is easy, right? Now it's easy to say, oh, right click, but yeah, okay, no, but thank you anyway. So yeah, we have to call this. So basically this problem exists also for all the dynamically loaded characters, but the reason is that we don't, we never attacked a randomly. So in this function, load dynamic, right, we should call it also server side, like we do with a normal loading. So yeah. We should do this. Yep. Okay, so now it will work. Do you believe? Do you believe? Do you believe or you don't believe? Do you believe, boys? But anyway, thank you, Stern, for the suggestion. It's very nice, because I can learn new stuff, and so don't be shy in saying these things. It's no problem. I mean, it's very good that you tell me, because maybe some stuff I know, some stuff I don't know. So it's very good. Huh? Okay. So now the only thing that we want to see if that NPC is attackable. And then we have to think, okay, if now my NPC is attackable, but will never follow me because I don't have an nav mesh, then what do we want to do, right? Do we want to still have the NPC and we have him like spit fire to you or do something at range? I mean, in theory, if you go close, right, and he has the range to attack you, I mean, I could cheat. I could increase the range of attack of all the NPC in the dungeons. A bug just died. Yeah, there was a bug, really, because he was a non-call, right? But you know why that bug exists? You know why that bug exists? Because doing this is wrong. Right? Doing this is wrong. I should never do this. I should call set impervious to attack, and then inside my freaking set, I can check if we are client or server. And if we are server, I can say, you know, call this. And that bug will never happen again. While if I do it like this, then the next time I have to set it, that bug will happen, you know? So it's a bit of the way that was coded. And it's still coded, by the way. Hello, little guy, do you want to leave? I don't think you can. Aha! You're taking damage now, huh, motherfucker? Okay, so now this guy cannot move. Well, at the moment he cannot even see me. Because I'm invisible, I'm game master, I'm whatever, I'm God. So I should at least remove my invisible, invincible, and I should make myself attackable, and probably that's it. And now if I go close enough and I attack him, I think he will try to... Uh-oh. No, the server crashed. Why the server crashed? No. 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 Factions again. Come on, factions. Factions 236. Fuck factions 236. What do you mean? While I'm hitting him, he's trying to evaluate if he wants to attack me? What? Faction NPG rules faction 236? Why? 236. Faction standing. Get all faction standing of the first character. Faction standing create iterator. Yeah, everything is assuming that faction standing is actually a valid value. While in our NPC we just fucked it up and... So should be a T-map of what? Should be a... What? A T-map. Can we just initialize it? Can we just initialize it as empty so it's never GG or no? I mean, I should initialize everything. I don't know why I don't. Well, no, wait. It is a null pointer, eh? Because there is a pointer too. We have a pointer to a T-map? Wow. We are doing weird stuff. Why doesn't like me? You cannot initialize a T-map like this. No! Oh my god, we cannot. We cannot do it. 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 Can I just T-map? Ah! 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 Cannot did it, huh? The live should work in a setter, yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for 100 episode series for new navigation system coming soon to Netflix. Yeah, I think I have to do it. Do you have any other idea? I don't know, I can have like Spitting Flames NPC. No, that is not working, man. It's not working. You cannot initialize a T-map like that. Fuck. So, okay, guys, I'm going to... But anyway, we tested it. It's working. We can attack him, okay? I just need to fix this freaking factions that is not set properly. I think it's pretty bad anyway that the faction set is requiring this and is not doing a check, right? I think it's pretty bad. I think this thing should just do if, right? I mean, why we don't... Yeah, so I should... I think I want to have that thing... I want to have that thing empty. I don't want to feel an NPC that is no faction standings with like 1 million faction standings, right? Huh? What? That is not a pointer, huh? This is not a pointer. So if you try to create an iterator, yes, this is not a pointer. So if you're trying to create an iterator, the thing crashes. If the T map is how it is possible? Well, probably because the iterator is looking at the factions, or maybe he crashed here. I don't know. I will check. Fuck it. I don't know, but we know exactly the problem, right? So it's just the fact. But we managed to attack the NPC. Everything was working, guys. Everything is working. We found the bug. We fixed the bug. Okay. So I'm going to dinner, and I will be here tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. European time. If you want to click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, that would be nice. Also, if you want to become a Patreon, that would be fantastic. You can join Discord, speak with us, play the game, click on download. You know, just do stuff. Just do stuff. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the suggestions. Thank you, Stern, for all the suggestions and stuff, and everyone for watching. Bye. Bye-bye.